Hello everyone. Through this video, we will discuss command line argument in Java. Normally, students they skip command line argument from other programming languages, but we will discuss in details what is actually command line argument and what is the usage. Okay. So before going to the depth of the concept, let us first understand how command line argument is actually being executed. So suppose you are having a class .test.java. You have written the program. Now for compilation, you are writing Java C test.java, and for execution, you are writing Java test. As per our previous discussion, you can connect the concept that JVM uses this particular class name to call the main method. And if I am passing any value like 10, 20 here during the execution, so that means JVM will pass these arguments to main method of Java. Why? Because JVM will use this class name to call the main method of the corresponding class, and these arguments will be passed during the calling of main method as an argument. Okay, so in the command prompt itself, along with the class name, you are passing some argument which is known as your command line argument. Okay, so we'll see through the example also. Before going to that, let's discuss the concept behind command line argument. So it is used to pass as an information with the class name from the command prompt. So you are providing some information to the program as per the requirement along with the class name, because JVM needs to identify this information should be passed to main method of which class. Okay, so normally it is understood that these arguments are passed during the execution of the Java program. Why during the execution of the Java program? Because JVM calls the main method to initiate the execution process. Okay, so during that initiation or calling the main method, JVM will pass all the required arguments. Done. Now coming to the most important point, whenever you are passing argument, what you are writing in main? You are writing main, and inside that you are writing string args. That means whatever arguments you are passing, that will be treated like string. So by default, any argument you are passing from the command prompt will be treated as string, and it will be stored in an array. Like this particular array will store 10 in the 0th index and 20 in the 1 index of args array. And which array? It's a string type. So 10 will be treated as string, 20 will also be treated as string. So that means it's stored as string in the string array passed to main method. Okay, so how it will be stored in string? Let's see through the example. So use of command line argument in Java. Okay, so class, inside that you are defining the main method. Okay, now I'm writing system dot out dot println number of arguments passed through command line equal to what I am writing, args dot length. Okay, so I'm printing the array length. What is the array name? Now this is args. Okay, so it will print the total number of arguments you have passed to the command prompt to the class test command line argument. Okay, so let's save the file. Compiled successfully. Now see, I am not passing any argument. Okay, so it is showing the number of arguments passed through command line is 0. Why? Because I have not passed any argument. Clear? So args.length will return 0 as you have not passed a single argument also. Suppose once again I am executing, I am writing 10, 20, 30. So 3 arguments I am passing. Okay. So now it is showing the number of arguments passed through command line is 3. So how it is being executed, that you are understanding. So the total 3 arguments I am passing. So normally whenever I am passing argument in the args array, sequentially 10, 20 and 30 will be stored in 0, 1 and 2 index. So whenever I am writing args.length, as per the array concept, it will return the total number of values. So it is returning 3. Okay. So from this example, you will be clear that how to pass argument during the execution. Okay. So that value can be passed through the command prompt. Okay. So let's write a single program so that you can understand in a better way. We will add two numbers. Okay. So addition of two numbers. So if you can understand the basic example, you can write any kind of program by using command line argument. So addition of two numbers, most of your familiar, you are writing from the beginning. So that's why I am providing this particular example. Okay. So addition of two numbers using command line argument. Okay. So class addition command line. Okay, so I have defined the main method. Now what actually I am doing, if I am passing the argument to args array, so for addition I require two variable and to store the result res. Okay. Now as per our previous discussion, I am telling that all those values will come to args array, and from starting of 0th index the values will be sequentially arranged. Okay. So the first value I am expecting that it will be stored at args 0 index. Okay. Now the second value will be at 1 index. Done. So as per our logic of addition, number 1 will be added with number 2 and it will be stored. Clear? So system dot out dot println addition result equal to res. Okay. So simple thing we have done. We will pass two values from the command prompt. So those values will come as per our discussion in the args array. 0th index the first value will be stored, args of 1 the second value will be stored, and we will assign to the variables or local variables we have declared inside the main method, and we will find the addition. The simplest logic we have followed. Okay. Done. Okay. So read the error, because this is the most important time you have to read the error. Once you read the error, you will understand what is the kind of error is generated. Next time the same error will be generated, you can rectify by yourself. Okay. So here it is written incompatible types. What is that incompatible type? The string cannot be converted to integer. Similarly, the second one, string cannot be converted to integer. That means whatever the value I am storing in args of 0 and args of 1, that is of string type. That's why we are storing in string array. Okay. So whatever the values you will pass from the command prompt, by default they will be treated as string. Okay. So string value cannot be stored directly in integer variable. So from wrapper class, in the last video you have discussed what is wrapper class is all about. If you don't know what is wrapper class, then just refer to the previous video where we have discussed varieties of example of wrapper class and why it is required. Okay. But by use of wrapper class, will take the help of integer class, because I have to convert string to integer. So there is a class integer and there is a method parse int, okay, which will convert string to integer, converts string to integer, okay. So values you have passed as string. Now by using integer dot parseInt, so integer is the class name of integer data type, and parseInt is the method which will convert the string into integer. Okay. Similarly, here also you have to write integer dot parseInt, where it will also convert string to integer. Okay. After conversion, now it can be assigned to the corresponding variables, and then the value can be added and can be stored in the integer variable. Okay. Now let's check the program. Yes, now it is working. Okay. So Java, now what is the problem? Now you have used args of 0, okay, but you have not passed any argument. So in exception handling, we have studied what is array index out of bound exception. If you have not providing any argument, so args length will be 0, but you are accessing 0th index, means the first value, which is out of the range. That's why the error is coming. So remember, if you are writing any command line argument program and you want to access the value inside your program, but you are not providing the value during the execution, then exception will be thrown. Okay. So to avoid this error or exception, you have to provide value. Suppose I am providing 10 50. Clear? Now it will come addition result equal to 60. Done. So how it is being done, all of you can understand, or you can relate that one, that 10 will go to args of 0 as string value, then integer dot parseInt will convert to integer, will be stored in number 1. Similarly, 50 will come to args of 1, will be converted to integer, then will be stored in number 2, and finally the addition is done. Okay. So this is one example where you have to use integer dot parseInt, the wrapper class, to convert string to integer. Similarly, you can convert to double to string, so string to double, string to short, string to long. So everywhere you have to just write down the corresponding class name and the method. Okay. So let's discuss one more example in of wrapper class for conversion. Okay. So convert string to data type and vice versa. Okay. Clear? So class test, so we'll define the so we'll take a string value str equal to 15. Okay. Now I want to convert to integer. Now you have discussed how I'll convert to integer. Now integer dot parse int, and will pass the string value. Clear? Then I'll do number plus plus, suppose. Okay. So I'll print system dot out dot println before modification value is, better to write integer is number after modification integer is this one. Here you'll write string is str. Okay, done. Suppose I am writing double d value equal to, you have to convert string to double, so double dot pass double, and within that I'll pass the string. Okay, then d value plus equal to 30. Clear? Then I'll print double. Okay, after modification double is this one. So similarly, if you want to convert to short, you have to write short dot parse short. If you want to convert to long, you have to write long dot parse long. Clear? So these are the method you have to use to convert from string to corresponding data type. Okay, so let me write here string to primitive data type. Okay, so this is what the procedure. Okay, now we'll see conversion from primitive data type to string, the reverse one. Okay, so what I'll write str equal to, then so how to convert to string, so you have to write integer. Okay, so which data type you have to convert? Now I need to convert integer to string. Okay, so integer dot to string is the method, and what is my integer value? A number. I need to print the integer value, so let's print it. Okay, similarly once again I want to convert double dot to string, and I want to convert d value. Okay, string is str. Okay, so similarly if you want to convert from short to string, you have to write short dot to string. So every time you have to call the toString method to convert any primitive data type to string. But if you want to convert from string to corresponding data type, you have to write parse that particular data type name, parse double, parse int, parse short, parse long. So these are all predefined methods you have to use to convert from string to corresponding data type. And to convert from corresponding data type to string, you have to use toString method. Okay, so let's save the file. Yes, compiled successfully. Okay, so string is 15. First of all, string is 15, then you are converting to integer and you are incrementing. So before increment 15, after increment 16. Clear? Then whenever, okay, so here you have printed number, but I need to print d value. Okay, double value. So let me compile once again. Check. So first string is 15. Now after, before modification, integer is also 15. I have converted. Then I have incremented the integer value and became 16. Then I am converting 15 to double, and then I am adding 30. So 15 plus 30 will be 45. But as it is a double value, so decimal representation will be coming. Okay. Then I am converting integer to string. So number was previously 16. So string will also print 16. After that, here d value, this is also coming as 16. Suppose I am writing str plus equal to 67. Okay, so what is lastly string? This is 45.0, and we know that what is the use of this plus operator, it will concatenate in string. Okay, understood? Suppose I am doing the modification here also. Str plus equal to 25. Okay, and I am printing the value here also. Done. So let's check. I have just modified some content of string after conversion. Now check. String is 16 because integer was 16. After that I have added 25, but this is string plus it will also convert it into string and concatenation will be done. Then double is 45.0, I have converted to string. I have added 67, so it is being concatenated with the string. Okay, so this is what the method needs to be converted from string to corresponding primitive data type and primitive data type to string. Okay, so through wrapper class concept, I can implement the program by using command line argument, as well as I can implement all the programs but by converting primitive data type to string or string to corresponding data type. Okay, so any program you want, you can implement by using command line argument, by providing the argument from the command prompt, and then convert by using the corresponding class name and method name store in the variable, and then apply your logic. Okay, so this is what we have discussed. The syntax, the during execution you have to provide the command Java, then the class name, then the number of arguments you want to pass, like 10, 20, 30 I have passed here. Addition is the class name for which where the main method is present. Okay, and in ARGS array, 0th index the first value will be stored, 1 index the second value will be stored, and second index the third value will be stored. But everything will be by default treated as string, so you have to convert to the corresponding data type. Clear? So this is what all about your command line argument. Clear? So thank you for watching.